Wife of Minnesota politician shielded daughter from bullets, says relative. A state lawmaker's wife, who was shot 8 times during an apparent assassination attempt in Minnesota, shielded her daughter from being hit, a relative has said. After surviving the hail of bullets that wounded her parents, Hope Hoffman then called local authorities, who rushed to the scene and saved her parents' lives. Her father, Democratic State Senator John Hoffman, and his wife Yvette Hoffman are recovering in hospital, while the suspected gunman is in custody. The heroic actions by the Hoffman family and their daughter Hope saved countless lives, and we are grateful, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said at a press conference. This is one of the many details emerging from a Saturday shooting that killed former Speaker of the Minnesota House, Melissa Hortman, and her husband, Mark Hortman, and left the Hoffmans in hospital. The shooter targeted the 2 Democratic politicians in what Walz has called an act of targeted political violence. During the shooting, Yvette Hoffman threw herself on their adult daughter Hope Hoffman to shield her from the bullets. Early this morning, an absolute vile piece of expletive, dressed as a cop, broke into my aunt and uncle's house and shot him 6 times, and my aunt 5 times, in a political act of terrorism, Matt Olig, a nephew of the Hoffmans, said on Facebook. My aunt threw herself on her daughter, using her body as a shield to save her life. In a statement texted from Yvette Hoffman to U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar, who represents Minnesota, she said she was shot 8 times and her husband was shot 9 times. John is enduring many surgeries right now and is closer every hour to being out of the woods, Yvette Hoffman wrote in a text message. He took 9 bullet hits, I took 8, and we are both incredibly lucky to be alive. After officials arrived at the Hoffman residence, one of the police officers on the scene decided to make sure the Hortmans, who lived nearby, were okay. When officials arrived on the scene, they saw the suspect and engaged fire before the suspect fled the scene. The suspect in the case, Vance Luther Bolter, was taken into custody on Sunday evening after a day-long manhunt. He was charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree attempted murder. Mr. Bolter was described as a Republican who voted for Donald Trump by his roommate who has spoken to U.S. media, but police have not revealed a motive. Authorities found a list of political targets among Mr. Bolter's belongings.